What's going on, YouTubers? Welcome to another video. We finally got another statue in the house. This one came from China, and it took over 2 months to get here. And the box is decently big. It's decently heavy. Now, they did not ship this in a brown shipper. I know they lowered shipping costs, and it looks like they removed the brown shipper, and that's why they lowered shipping cost. So this box is basically what it shipped in. And you can see it's an art box that they basically just put tape over. Now, I believe this is the top. This is Reborn Studios Frieza. Now, KD just did their Frieza, and it looks really good. Limited on the face sculpts and pose options. 2 poses, 1 face sculpt. So I'm real curious how this one's gonna look. I did pre-order KD because I definitely want to get it at least in hand, but let's see how this one looks. All right, so here we got the base, and the base does have a good weight to it. I'm surprised they have the DBZ logo already on. I got number 4 of AP, so it looks like I got an artist proof, which is awesome. This is sculpted by Adolfo Sepulveda, Billy Leo, Alex Core, DJX, Reborn Studio President, Art Director, Bill Leo. And this, I'm not sure what the normal edition size is, but it looks like I got an artist proof, which is awesome. Thanks, Reborn. Here is the COA. So this is an AP artist proof, which is always awesome. Love getting artist proof. Always happy to have that. They did tape some of these styrofoams to help prevent it from coming out. So there is a few display options with this piece. So one is having Dende, basically a dead Dende on the base, which is cool. And as you can see, he's already laying on the earth. That just goes like so, fits perfectly. These are multiple heads, tails, fingers. What is this? I believe the head stand. Yep. So one nice thing they did, so they do include like 3 or 4 portraits with this, but they also give you a nice little display base, which looks like Frieza's little like space pod thing he flies around in. So you get 2 of them to display the extra heads, which is really cool. Now this is Reborn Studios' first DBZ statue. They've already done pre-order on second. I believe it's a Super Saiyan God Vegeta. Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta. Looks pretty cool. I am staying away from Super myself, so. All right, let's get Frieza out. So, as you remember, I did sell my original Neo Frieza in getting this. I basically just want the ultimate Frieza in my collection. So whether it's this or KD shall be determined. This base is quite heavy, I will say. Big rod. And it fits in there nice and good, as you can see. So all the switch outs are just gonna be the head and the hand. And it looks like you get 2 tails as well. So you get a full tail, and then you get a cut tail. Now I can't remember if Frieza had the cut or the full tail right here. I think it was full tail. I believe his tail wasn't cut in final form until it was later in the battle. As you can see, he has the cut. I always like the look of the cut though, so we're gonna put that on. Yep, so it's just cut there on the side. I love battle damage, so although most of the statue is not very battle damaged, so the full tail might be the better option. But I do love the fact that they gave us that. Now here is some sensu beans, which is like a little extra gift they gave, and a bag. So some sensu beans, you can basically just display that where you want. I don't remember if sensu beans were in this scene. As far as I remember, Dende was healing people with his powers, not sensu beans. So I don't think this goes with this. Although I do appreciate this because I can use it on other statues where, you know, there would be sensu beans. So I do like that. You know, I always appreciate free gifts. It's always nice. Yeah, he does have a plethora of different hands. I think this one probably looks one of the better ones. So this one has that sort of like one finger pointing, you know, because he always does these one finger beams in the anime. Now, if you don't want a dead Dende on the base, you can do just a standard like Earth base. I personally like Dende on the base. I think it's pretty sick. So I'm probably just gonna leave this in the box because I like Dende. It adds a lot to this statue. Now let's check out some of these portraits, which are probably one of the most important things on a Frieza statue or a statue in general, the portrait. So here is one, and I do like this one. I think this one actually is probably one of my favorite. So check that out. I really do like how they included these headstands. It makes it very convenient. You could display it with the statue. Then here is just a straight face looking Frieza. So as you can see, you know, you get these really nice looking bases with the extra heads. Yeah, so 3 heads in total. Oh, I like this one a lot too. Yeah, this one's really good. I think the plain face is probably my least favorite, but I like the other two quite a bit. I think they nailed the likeness. And then of course you do get this extra hand like so. We'll do look at this in the full video review later. Today we're just, right now we're just doing the unboxing. Yep, so the only other thing, so you get 2 hands, and then you do get the full tail as well. So just a plethora of options. Now try it with this full tail. Based off the rest of him, I think the full tail actually works better. I think because he's not super battle damaged, and I know when he became final form, before, you know, he had his full tail for quite some time before it became damaged again. So I'm actually just gonna put the other one here in the box. I don't wanna, you know, I don't have a ton of space to display extra statue parts. So I'm just gonna put it back here in the box. I really don't have a lot of extra space. So if I'm not using it, I do not want to have it out and about. But that is everything. Give me just a second here, folks. Trying to avoid stopping my videos, because when I stop it, the quality drops dramatically from me having to combine videos, and I hate that. Although I think I have no choice, so let's just go ahead and stop it so I can put the boxes away. We can do some good close-ups. Alrighty, folks. So we got Frieza all situated here in the review table. So let's check out exactly what we have here. So in terms of switch outs, as you saw in the unboxing, I went ahead and put the cut tail and the non-Dende part of the base. Just left it in the box because I don't plan to use the cut tail because I feel like the full tail fits this particular statue better, because this isn't very battle damage, has very little battle damage, you know, like these little scrape marks. You know, he's been in a scuff with Vegeta, basically. I feel like he hasn't even fought Goku yet. So the full tail just seems much better fit. And I like Dende, you know, because of the pose choice, him standing over a dead body. It's just pretty freaking cool. Much better than just a normal base without that. And then you do get the 2 hand switch outs. So I think I like this finger one better. It's more reminiscent of Frieza. Just doing that 1-fingered pose looks very good. And I think this is actually the best head sculpt of them all. The slight grin, they nailed the likeness. So the likeness is definitely just like spot on Frieza. Very, very good. Let's check out this base. So the base is reminiscent of Frieza's spaceship. It has that yellow theme with like a black and white and purple underbase. So really just reminiscent of Frieza's spaceship. You have this nice DBZ logo, and this is a thick logo. Look how thick that is. I'm kind of surprised that came already attached to the base, you know, because most of the time they don't come on the base for fear of breakage, and this one being thicker, but I had no issues. So yeah, the base, underbase, I think it looks good. It reminds me of Frieza's spaceship, and it also matches each of the extra headstands. So I do think they did a fine job on the actual underbase. It's a good job. Then you come up to the actual base, which is a brown earthy base with the Namek land on top. So it has, you know, like a good texture, almost like a grass texture. And I went ahead and just put the sensu beans right here in the back. One problem is I used air blowers as my duster, so the moment I would dust that, they would fly off. I'd have to use putty if I'm going to keep the sensu beans here. I'll need to, I need to rewatch the anime. It's been a few years. Probably seen it 6 or 7 times, but I need to rewatch the whole thing. But since it was included with the statue, I thought I'd just throw it back here, scatter the sensu beans by the little breakage there. It's still pretty freaking cool, and I like that they included that. The base is good, though. I would probably rate the base like a 7.5 out of 10. I do love the fact they include the Dende, and let's check him out. He is all one piece, so his little bandana or antennas do not come out. He does have some battle damage from what looks like would be a blast wound. And he does have some texturing detail on him. The green looks fine. He looks well done. So if you think about it, this statue really is 2 1/4 scale characters with 3 heads, 2 arms, 2 tails. So they do give you quite a bit for your money. So let's check out Frieza then. So with this, they did do the whole translucent purple part. So you can see the inner part. Mostly just on the head. Everything else you can't really see it. But from normal viewing distance, you know, you're not really seeing that. But look at his toes. So the sculpt is good. It's not super extreme like I would say KD does their type of sculpts or some sculptors out there. It is a good sculpt. It looks just like Frieza. And the paint job is solid. You know, not a ton of battle damage. It's more of a fresh Frieza. But it does look very anime accurate. You know, I like that the fact there's no seam lines. The proportions look great. Nothing looks overly big. You know, that was my biggest problem with Neo Frieza. One, it was about double this size. It was way too big. And the head was monstrously huge. The tail was way too big. And the proportions were just out of whack. But I do love that head sculpt. I think it's really nice. Let's check out these extra bases in their head sculpts. So here is size reference. So you have a mini underbase, Frieza's little spaceship that he sits in. And I'd consider this more or less like his shoulders. And then, of course, that head sculpt. So check that one out. This one's the open mouth, sort of like creepy Frieza, open mouth, ha ha ha, laughing at you. Because he's always laughing. So I do think that one is my second favorite head sculpt. I like the teeth one first, mouth second. And then let's check out the third one. Yeah, third one is my least favorite. Still a good sculpt. It just doesn't have much emotion. It's kind of just like determined. But I am not the biggest fan of that head. I don't think I'd ever actually display it on the statue. I will show it to you guys. But for the most part, I'm going to switch between these two heads. But for the sake of the review, let's go ahead and switch the head and the hand and see how it looks. Alrighty, so here is the other hand with that least favorite of the portraits. I think this head and hand does go better than that head and that hand. So if you did want to display this head, I would use this hand. I think it's more fitting. But I still feel like those two other heads are just far superior. They just show much more motion. And I feel like the likeness is even better on those. I don't know, it's weird seeing Frieza with a closed mouth. He always has that smirk and smile and grin, which I just think goes really well with this pose as well. So let's go ahead and put on the last head. Alrighty, and here is the other head. Now this is like a perfect combination. I feel like when you're doing the open mouth head, you want to have the open palm fist. I think they just go really well together like this. So just check that out. That is sick looking. I think that is perfect. And then for this particular head, you're going to want to do that finger. I feel like that's a good combo. That's a good combo. The straight face, I'm probably just not going to use that at all. I mean, I'll still display it next to the statue. But those two combos are definitely my favorite so far. Let's also check out the COA. So it has a dragon symbol, Frieza, RB. And then here is the information. So they do have a Facebook group, Reborn Studios EX. Go ahead and look at the description below to join that group and look at all their other future projects. Because like I said, they got the Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta. And I know they're coming out with more Dragon Ball statues. I forgot the price on this one. I think it was like $500 something plus shipping. Shipping was a few $100. You know, shipping's just crazy right now. But they were able to find a cheaper shipping and they refunded me like $90, which was nice of them. So overall, it's a fine looking Frieza. It's limited to only 100 plus the few artist proof that were made. Mine's an artist proof. So overall, I'm quite happy. Overall, I'd probably rate this 8.75 out of 10 total. I would have liked to seen a little bit better like detailing in the body. You know, just a little bit finer detail, finer, like more shading. And I think that would improve this substantially. Let's go and check this out in the DBZ collection room now. Alrighty folks, so here is Frieza inside of a Stuva. And I put him right here next to Boo and Cell. Now Boo is gonna go there. I just moved him temporarily. The Transcendent Studio androids will be going right there and Piccolo there. So it's in order of villains from the anime. But as you can see, Frieza does look awesome there. I am really digging it. The overall look. I love the inclusion of the heads. Everything about the display looks awesome. He definitely fits in extremely well with KD Boo and KD Cell. And I like the height, and he does look good down low, which is awesome. I can still see his face perfectly, and he scales extremely well. Now, I did actually go ahead and move the sensu beans in the bag right there, like Dende dropped it. I may keep it there, but I'm going to have to use some earthquake putty so those don't fly the moment I start dusting. That's the only way. I'll just have to use some putty, just a tiny bit of putty to hold it. But let me just back it up. It's camera always makes it difficult. But you can see how Frieza looks in the display. I'm quite happy with this, to be honest. I think it looks really good. Low edition size, multiple poses and heads. Definitely a solid 1/4 scale statue. I would say it is better than Neo Frieza. I think Neo Frieza might have had a slightly better like paint job, like the shading and some of the finer detail. But this has way better proportions, way easier to display, better switch outs. That one was ridiculously tall and hard to display with the tail and the height and so fragile, and the seam line was hideous. Too many negatives. Where this one overall, looking at the display, it's awesome. I don't really got much to complain about. I mean, you look at KD Boo, that doesn't have tons of shading or anything like that. It's just as simplistic sculpt-wise. So yeah, I am a happy trooper. If you guys, I believe this, I'm pretty confident this is sold out, but I would contact Reborn Studios anyway, see if they got any extras, and also check out their Vegeta God, which does look awesome. And I believe it has multiple heads as well. Anyways, folks, that is it. Let me know your thoughts and opinions below. Make sure you do join my Facebook group, DBZ Resin Collectors. Hope you all enjoyed this video. Like, comment, subscribe. Have a great day.